Hey guys, it's me again. Okay, so I literally just made a video ranting about animals and the way you should treat them, like, I want to say not even an hour ago. But after I was finished uploading it, I was in a pitbull mood, so I went and I was looking up, different pitbull videos and whatever. And there was a good chunk of videos that just made me want to, just gouge my eyeballs out with, fucking rusty sporks. I'm sorry I keep dropping the F-bomb. Certain things, like this particular type of topic, it really makes my blood boil when people who are ignorant think they know what they're talking about when they really don't. So, forgive me. Sorry. A lot of videos were all killer pit bulls and pit bulls are horrible and pit bulls must die and blah 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 pit bull this and blah 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 pit bull that. Everything was negative. First and foremost, I'm just going to tell everyone out there, if you think pit bulls are these horrible breeds, you better have a damn good reason. A pit bull better have, ripped your head off. Legit. You better have, your head sitting in a jar as to why you think they're a horrible breed. Because the pit bull, it's one of the most awesome breeds ever, and yet it's also the one breed that people absolutely they don't like it. And it's not because they have valid reasons, it's because they watch TV. And because they see what people, mind you, people, humans, okay, the owners of the dog, they see how they treat the dog and how in turn the dog reacts to that. They think that's how all pit bulls are. No! Okay. 1 point. I'm gonna make several points here, okay? 1 point. Some people get upset when they're like, oh, you can't have pit bulls because if you go to touch their food, while they're eating, they're gonna get mad at you. Duh. Really? Listen, I'm a human, and if I'm eating and you go touch my food, I'm gonna bite you. Not literally, but I'm gonna try and stab you with my fork. Don't touch my food. Okay? You wouldn't like it if someone was putting their hands all near your food. You would just be like, go away. It's the same thing. The dog is eating. Leave him alone. There is no reason for you to touch his food. In all honesty, there's really not. If you have a small child, and your child will touch food, it's called a baby gate for a reason. You put them up so they don't go downstairs. You put it up while the dog's in the kitchen. Let the dog eat, put the baby gate up, it's done. Freaking Chihuahua would do the same thing, but no one would go and bash that breed. No, of course not. God forbid, a Shih Tzu, or a teacup Chihuahua snaps at you because, oh, you touched its food. Everyone assumes that pit bulls are naturally born vicious killers. No. They're not. They're actually, you could take a pit bull puppy, and I've done it because I've had them. You can take a pit bull puppy and you can take his little baby face and just smush it right into your own. And you could just be like, oh, little smush face. And guess what? The puppy is just going to smush face you back. That dog is just going to sit there and love you and not care that you were smushing his little face. Not going to care. Not at all. Let's see. People assume that if you have a pit bull, you're a horrible person. No. It means you like that breed. I've had people look at me, think I'm weird because my favorite breed is pit bulls. I'm sorry if that offends you. Just because you don't like them doesn't mean I can't. I love pit bulls, and if it was up to me, I would just own thousands of them. Let's see. People think that pit bulls are untrainable. Not true. Not true at all. Pit bulls actually can be trained. Much like with any breed of dog, when they're puppies, it's much easier to train them than when they're adults, because by the time they're adults, they have certain behaviors stuck in their head. That's just how they are. It's like with people, If you get to them at a young age, you can teach them things like, okay, this is how it should go, not when they're, way up there in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. They're not going to want to change their habits. No! It's the same thing. Little fun fact that I bet you a lot of people didn't know, and a lot of people fight me on this, but I swear to you it's true. Okay, I promise you it's true. Pit bulls actually used to be one of the very first breeds of police dogs because of their abilities to focus on their people say prey and their victim. No, they focus on their target, what they deem as a threat to not only themselves, but to their owner. Pit bulls are a very loyal breed of dog. Pit bulls also have what is known as people are like, oh, it's a lockjaw. It's not a lockjaw. Pit bulls have the ability to slightly unhinge their jaw, meaning their jaw doesn't completely unhinge. People think that it does. No. They have a muscle that is back here. It's back behind it's like their ears are up here. It's down below, but it's kind of in like a behind their ear type of area, but it's down below their jaw that allows their jawbone to slightly open much wider and kind of drop to hook out so that their teeth would lock instead of like that. Their lower jaw would come out and hook this way so that it's more of a tighter lock, so that if someone's coming to attack you and that pit bull goes and defends you, they're going to latch on to that person's arm or whatever because they feel that person is going to hurt you, and they're not going to let go. People think pit bulls are these... No, pit bulls, reality, their strength comes from their ability to hold on, and they're a strong dog. They are, but so are Rottweilers, so are Dobermans. So are German Shepherds. German Shepherds are strong dogs, but does anyone say anything bad about that breed? No. You want to know why? Because it's a police dog. So no one's going to say anything bad about German Shepherd, but German Shepherds can be just as violent, just as vicious, just as whatever as a pit bull, and any other breed can be too. So, there have been stories of pit bulls that have been beaten, abused, hurt, mutilated. Everything bad and horrible under the sun has happened to pit bulls, and yet the minute someone shows them love and these dogs realize, this person cares, they're not going to hurt me, they'll be a little shaky, they'll be a little scared, a little skittish with you, but they'll love you, I had a bulldog, okay, a bulldog, and every time that my mom would water the plants, this poor dog she would just go berserk. Berserk. Every time the hose was on. So, I believe we got her at a shelter. I believe so. But, my mom figured out, my mom would turn the hose on, the dog would freak. My mom would go near the dog with the hose, just to see if it was the hose or something else. The dog would freak. This poor dog, a bulldog, she was either beaten or whatever. We assume she was just beaten by it because she was terrified. But this poor dog was like, she just hated the hose. She would try and eat the thing every time. Now, does that mean that the entire breed is a bad dog because she flipped out on a garden hose? No! She was hurt, so she reacted. Pit bulls do the same thing. If you hit it, you hurt them, they're going to react in defense. They're going to get scared, and they're going to try and protect themselves. Same thing a human does. It's like saying anyone who, anyone who fights back when they're being attacked, you're a horrible person. You're a horrible person, and you deserve to die. Some people are like, oh, it's not the same. No, it's definitely the same. Pit bulls are not these horrible monster dogs. They are kind, loving, protective, loyal dogs. And they have a horrible reputation, and it's not fair, okay? The pit bull breed himself, they don't just pop out of the womb and be like, hey, I'm gonna go wreak havoc. No, it's based on their owners. If you treat a dog right, and you train them, and you raise them properly, much like a child, they will come out fine. Sweet, loving, caring, loyal, a protector, whatever. If not, you're going to have a messed up dog because you screwed up as an owner. It's very simple. I had a pit bull puppy. I was about, I want to say about 5? Something like that. 5 or 6. And we got this little pit bull puppy from the Newburgh Animal Shelter, and his name was Norton. And he was this little black and white thing, and he was the cutest little thing ever. He would literally sit right next to me all the time. Like, it didn't matter what I was doing, unless obviously I was in the bathroom, but then he would wait outside the door until I was done. There was a point where he was sitting next to me, and I was watching TV, and my dad, like, yelled, like, in the direction that I was in. Like, my dad was upset about something, and he yelled. Not at me, just in general, I just happened to be in the same room. Norton got up, and he literally placed his body on top of mine. Like, he had one paw next to my hip, like, you know, like my butt and hip area. One paw next to, like, my knee, because I was sitting, like, cross-legged Indian style. And the other two back paws, he had them positioned, one between my legs and the other one just on the outside of my opposite leg. He literally had his body over top of me, and he lowered his head to my father, and in a very, very soft, but very low, but distinguished growl, he growled just a little bit, saying, "Don't yell near her. I'm going to protect her. You know, I am her protector. Don't do that." You know, my dad was like, you know, "Sorry, buddy, didn't mean to scare you." And Norton perked up, and he went and sat right to my dad's feet, tail wagging, licking his hand and everything. You know, and he was that, you know, he was a great dog. He was a great protector. You know, and people were like, "Oh, he's a monster." No, he wasn't. Like, people are like, "Oh, you know," like some people think that, "Oh my God, he growled at your dad." Yeah, because my dad snapped. My dad yelled, and Norton got scared for me. Not because I'm gonna bite him. It's, I'm going to protect her. This is you know, he saw my father as a possible threat to me. So therefore, not a bad dog. You know, he's a wonderful dog. And then, you know, unfortunately, we had to give him away because we didn't have the ability to take care of him anymore. We didn't have the time, you know. But he got older, and he lived, and I believe he still lives with the family we gave him to. And they had like tons and tons of land, like tons of property for him to run around, and he was much happier there. And I still miss him to this day. And I was maybe 7 or 8 when we got rid of him. 9 at the most. That's going, I want to say about 12 years ago. I still miss this dog to this day. He was my baby. So the point is, pit bulls are not a bad breed. For any of you who think that, again, you better have a pretty darn good reason why. Because, you know what? They're really not. And if you're just going based off other people and you really haven't done your research, then you're just an ignorant, arrogant fool. You really are. And obviously, you're just a little sheep. Okay? Sheep follow the flock. Right? Seriously. There's a large number of people in the world who, for them, the pit bull, it's their heart and soul. This dog is the epitome of, like, a companion. And for those of you who, if you have your opinions and you don't like the breed, that's fine. But when you go and you rant and you say that they deserve to die and they're horrible and owners are horrible people, you know what? No, you're a horrible person. And you deserve to get, you know, pistol whipped. Seriously. Okay? So, and if any of you have any comments and you're going to sit there and you're going to, you know, you're going to rant and run your mouth about how I'm wrong, again, like I said in my last video, and like I'm going to say in all my videos, because I'm probably just going to tell you guys this, if you disagree with me, that's fine. You can disagree with me, because I really don't care. Like, I really don't. It's when you make it a point to become an annoying ass, that's when I care. Okay? If you disagree, you can simply say, "I disagree," and leave it at that. If you're going to go into like a 15-minute rant, like how I'm doing right now, about how you disagree, guess what? I don't care. I really don't care. Okay? So no bashing pit bulls, no bashing pit bull owners. Alright? Because if so, I will find you. Okay? And I'm going to lock you in a little cage and poke you with a stick and see how you like it. I'm going to tell you, you won't. Alright guys. Have a good night. See you in my next video. Bye!